Is a video from Arch City Comics, I believe. Here, Arch City Comics is a lot of fun. So, thanks. Go subscribe to Arch City Comics if you enjoy this video.
Hey everyone, welcome to the world famous Arch City Comics. If you're not already, please make sure you are subscribed and you've got the bell rung for notifications so you can stay up to date on all things Arch City. So today, I wanted to talk about the awful, I'm not sure if that's even the correct word to use here, the new Warriors that Marvel is coming out with. So this is a series spinning out of the pages of Outlawed, which, spoilers, is a Civil War-like one-shot in which teenage superheroes are, well, you guessed it, outlawed. It's penned by Daniel Kibblesmith, who's never written comic books before, and drawn by, quote, rising superstar Luciano Vecchio. He did Ironheart, which everyone remembers was pretty terrible. DeviantArt artist. Probably works for about $50 a page. Anyway, this new generation of superheroes could be the worst thing that Marvel has ever come up with. Let's take a look at these characters individually here. So first up on the list, we have this Screen Time character, who is quite obviously a Ben 10 knockoff. It says, a meme-obsessed super teen whose brain became connected to the internet after becoming exposed to his grandfather's, quote, experimental internet gas, whatever the fuck that is. Now he can see augmented reality and real-time maps and can instantly Google any fact. Does this make him effectively a genius? He sure acts like it does. So essentially, this teen's superpower is Google, which is pretty lame. I'm not sure. I guess he's supposed to be the brains of the operation. It doesn't seem like he has any other kind of outwardly like superpowers by any means. He appears on the outside to look kind of like a fucking weakling, but all of these characters kind of do, to be honest. Next up on the list, and I really wish I was joking about this, is Snowflake and Safe Space. They are psychic twins, and this comes from the writer. He says all twins are psychic, but we're psychicer. Yeah. Snowflake, a cryokinetic, can materialize snowflake-shaped shuriken projectiles for throwing. Safe Space can materialize pink force fields. Poor guy. But he can't inhabit them himself. The reflex only works if he's protecting others. They're hyper aware of modern culture and optics, and they see their superheroics as post ironic meditation on using violence to combat bullying. I wish I was making this up. This is utter nonsense. Uh, the writer goes on to say their names are very similar to Screen Time. It's this idea that these are terms that get thrown around on the internet that they don't see as derogatory. They take those words and kind of wear them as badges of honor. So they're reclaiming the words snowflake and safe space. Honestly, these names, they sound like parody. It sounds like a group of parody superheroes that you would not take seriously. He goes on to say that Safe Space is a big, burly, sort of stereotypical jock. He can create force fields, but he can only trigger them if he's protecting somebody else. So he can only trigger his force fields if he himself is triggered, if I'm understanding that correctly. Snowflake is non-binary and goes by they, them, because gotta get that checkmark box checked, and has the power to generate individual crystallized snowflake-shaped shurikens. Oh my god. This is so terrible. I don't understand why they thought this was any kind of a good idea. Uh, in my opinion, New Warriors might just be the worst selling book of all time. I could be wrong. The woke culture could eat this shit up, but in my experience, They most certainly do not. They don't buy this kind of trash anyway. They call for it, they want it, they require it, but they never actually purchase this kind of shit. Next up on our list is B negative, and I think this one is definitely my favorite. So this is a teen quote living vampire exposed to Michael Morbius's blood as a child in a rogue but life-saving medical procedure. He still ages like a regular kid, but has all the abilities of Morbius. He's also obsessed with all the music and attitude of a quote classic long past decades like the 90s and the aughts. It says, quote, the world is a vampire and so am I. Oh my god, that is cringeworthy. Who the hell, why would they give this kid Morbius's blood to save his life? That doesn't make any kind of sense to me. Why would they have Morbius's blood anyway? And who would have thought, like, oh, this kid's he needs his life saved, so let's give him the blood of this vampiric creature. Goodness gracious. He says B negative is the goth kid. When he was a baby, he got a rogue life-saving blood transfusion, we assume, from Michael Morbius. So they don't even have the back character. They don't even have the backstory built yet. They're shooting from the hip, and that's proof of it right there. I mean, oh good god! I mean, they came up with these characters and then were like, okay, well, how is this kid a vampire? Why does he look the way he does? Oh well, let's don't make it Morbius's offspring. Let's say that he was a regular kid who got some kind of weird blood transfusion from some crazy mad scientist to make him like Morbius. Goodness, fuck. Then, last but certainly not least on this list is Trailblazer. Yes, that's correct. Her name is Trailblazer. Doesn't look like she's going to be blazing many trails, but there she is. It goes on to say, a regular kid scooped up into the world of teenage superheroing. Her magic backpack is actually a pocket dimension with seemingly infinite space from which she can pull out useful or random objects. It's not always under her control. She claims to get her power from God, but not the God you're thinking of. So, one of Marvel's cosmic entities, I'm assuming. Like I said, they didn't put a whole lot of thought into this, so I guess they're assuming the reader's not going to put a lot of thought into this either. It says that Trailblazer wants to help people, but she doesn't think of herself as a superhero yet. The Marvel Universe is a reflection of our own, and when a new law gets put into place, it affects people in unforeseen ways. What fantasy realm are you living in that the Marvel Universe is a mirror of real life? That's actually, I think, that quote right there is the problem that Marvel is having, is they're trying to inject too much of what they think is the real world into these books. They're taking out all of the fantasy elements. I mean, come on. Look at this character. What kind of crime is she gonna stop? You just run away from her. She ain't gonna chase you. And what kind of superhero is not in shape? I don't understand that. What superhero is not in shape? You spend all day fighting crime, chasing after bad guys, swinging from rooftops, doing all this heroic stuff. There's your exercise right there. Like, what kind of eating disorder do you have to stay this obese while fighting crime? You know, if they want to talk realism, that's very unreal if you think about it. Plus, look here. She doesn't even have an ass. She got all these curves, and she got no butt. No butt whatsoever. That's not believable. Very unbelievable to me. So, you failed, Marvel. Once again, you failed. fucking fail. And where do you go from here as a publishing company? This is low. This is like this is bottom of the barrel. We are out of all ideas, and we're fishing for those woke points at this time. And for what? I just talked about the Mulan movie and how they tried to appease all of the woke individuals out there and ended up pretty much pissing them off even more in the process. The Marvel and Disney have become the tryhards of woke culture now. Is that really where you want to be? As a publishing company of the biggest comic book publisher in the world? You want to be the tryhard of woke points? I mean, good God. This art is just atrocious too. Now I know these are just like character sketches, the concept art. But this, assuming this is some kind of, I don't know if this is the cover or a promotional piece or what. It's no better. It's really no better at all. It's quite awful. Ugh. I just, ugh. I feel bad just even talking about this. Like, I feel the joy being sucked out of my life. SJWism really is just like the coronavirus, or the coronavirus really is just like SJWism. I can't tell which is which anymore. But you guys know the drill. Sound off in the comments. Let me know what you guys think of this awful, awful, in my opinion, new series coming out from Marvel. Of course, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Subscribe to Art City Comics. You can follow me on Twitter at Adam_A_F. Until then, I will see you next time.